Morysiak here from East Toronto Living, and I'm the man in the chair. And in this week's video, hey, we're going to be talking about renting versus buying when you are retired. So, if you want to learn more, there's an actual formula that we're going to go through. It's called the 5 times 5 times 5 rule, or the 5 by 5 by 5 rule. So if you want to learn more about this rule and how to, maybe talk more about this, stay tuned. And before we continue, if you're finding value in these videos and you're getting good, valuable information, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment here because it really helps the channel grow. And I love comments particularly because I get ideas and it gives me ideas for content. And if we get a lot of the same comment issue, then I could even shoot a video about it. But again, I also like to answer questions on YouTube. So that's really good. It's really good for the channel. So I really love it when people do that. So please, thank you, and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget too, if you got any questions about real estate, here's my contact information. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me if you're thinking of buying or selling or investing. And let's meet for coffee. We could hit one of those coffee places that I featured in my past videos, or if you're from out of town, just have a Zoom meeting, and I can get to know you. So let's do that. So all right, hey, let's dive in. So this week's reporting is from money.ca, and I'll leave the link in here, but it's very simple, just money.ca, but I'll put it in. Title of the article is Should Canadian Retirees Own or Rent Their Home? Use this simple 5 by 5 by 5 rule to figure it out. So I mean, I'm sort of getting close to retirement. I mean, I am 57, and I was hoping to retire by 60, but given with the way the economy is right now, it looks like I'm gonna have to put those plans off for at least a year, or until as long as it takes to kind of get out of this zone that we find ourselves in. But yeah, but this is relevant for me, so I can relate to this, and I have a vested interest in this information. So I have a particular interest in this, not just I'm reading an article on YouTube here. So I mean, it probably all started here too around the pandemic because people were working from home, and also I think a lot of people got their pink slips too during the pandemic, and also didn't want to work and deal with stuff. And plus, there's a lot of baby boomers and Gen X's are getting up there, and hey, some of them are probably a little luckier than I was. Maybe they're closer to that great retirement age. They're just taking an early retirement. But, or whatever the case may be. So that all started then. And, really, I'm getting this, I guess this info, this article is from, has been sourced by Jeff Schmidt, and another YouTuber who talks about retirement stuff. I'll put his YouTube channel in there just so you can get some of his stuff here. He's got some pretty good stuff there. So, but we're going to go over the formula right now because it does cover a lot of stuff that we should consider, when we're thinking of renting or buying. And by the way, there's no right or wrong answer. I mean, it's really going to depend on your situation, on maybe your age, on your health, on your family, on whether you completely own your home outright, or you're still paying a mortgage on, how much equity you're going to have. It's going to depend on a lot of stuff. But let's get right into it. So we're going to go into ownership here. Now, of course, I'm a real estate agent. I'm going to say, hey, keep your home, but or not. But the first thing is, the first point is, you're gonna You're renting versus buying, if hopefully you don't have a mortgage. I mean, hopefully most of you folks, in fact, all the retirement gurus and financial advisors on YouTube and everywhere else that I've been sourcing, I'll say leave the working years without debt. Whether that be a mortgage or if you own a cottage or something, you don't want to be saddled down with debt when you retire because it's just not gonna. The numbers are not just you're going to be getting CPP and OAS and hopefully you got some other. But anyway, you don't want to be having debt. But that being said, though, if you are still as you're paying off a mortgage, that's getting closer to being paid off and clear. So hopefully, in a couple of years' time, let's say you would retire at 65, like most folks will, and if your mortgage is going to be paid, you figure it's going to be paid by 67. After that, you're home free. So that might make sense if you still own. Then you have that one thing less that you need to pay. Plus, you have equity in your home that you could leverage if you need it. But also, there's predictability. If you got a fixed rate, you know exactly how much you're going to pay. Also, your landlord can't up your rent, which they can't anyway. They can only rent it a certain amount every year. I never do. In fact, I've a couple times, quite a lot. I've in recent years, I've been lowering the rent for my tenants. Well, I've got good tenants, and I really want them to stick around. So, they've actually came to me and approached me and negotiated a cheaper rent, but they were in a position to do that, and I wasn't in a position to kick them out. So, and especially if they're good. So, you want to make them happy. But yeah, the thing too is, you're also you have your own. Your home is your home. It's your castle. A landlord can't sell it, so you can always be there. You have control over that. Now, there's also some tax benefits here. Mortgage, you'll get mortgage you'll get a tax break on the interest, and if you still have a business, you could use part of usually one room as an office. A portion of that mortgage will be tax deductible, so you can use that, and also your utilities and all that too. That's all all worked out in that equation. Now, also you could customize your home too. If you rent, you have to get permission from your landlord. If it's your own property, you can do whatever the heck you want. If you want to upgrade it or make it look pretty or whatever. And also, your home is also going to appreciate. It's, with the exception of the last couple of years, real estate's gone up quite a lot. We were back in 2020, 2021, we were seeing 15, 18% increases. So hopefully, folks, you are one of those people that owned real estate then, and you're in a position right now to retire. So maybe you could, if you want, you could keep the house. Or you could sell it, just take out that money and enjoy it. Which brings us to our next segment here, the 5 pros of renting. So, hey, the first thing here is the extreme flexibility. Now, according to this, it says that you can leave the property after just giving short notice. Usually it's 60 days. But, if you're in the middle of a 1-year contract, you can't just leave in 6 months. You got to stay to that lease within those terms. You can't just leave. But after that, if you're on month to month, you can leave in 60 days. So you got that freedom if you need it. Now there's also lower upfront costs. So with renting, you just have to come up with first and last rent. You got a security deposit. And you obviously got to pay for utilities and stuff. But that's it. And, I've been seeing a lot of some people get really lucky. They really know where to find great deals for rent. I mean, I don't know so much about Toronto, but hey, I have heard of people paying as low as $1,000 a month all in. I mean, outside of Toronto, not in Toronto. But boy, if you get yourself a great deal for rent, you know, that's a good thing. That beats owning. I mean, especially if you were able to own something, you sell it, and you're keeping that money for yourself in your retirement, and you've got a good cheap rent. That's the best. So definitely that's a plus. Now, also, you don't have to worry about maintenance. Something breaks. I know when I have to, I spend a fortune in plumbing every year. So and other things too. But that's not your problem when you're renting. That's landlord's responsibility. So you don't have to worry about these things. Now, you know, predictable expenses. I mean, you just got the monthly rent and utilities, and I mean, stuff will go up, but not as much. Um, and so I mean, but it's pretty standard for the most part, according to this. And also, it's the lack of worry. I mean, you don't need to worry about your roof, or you don't have to shovel snow. In most cases, you don't have to shovel the snow. You don't have to mow the lawn, or any other general upkeep matters. Now, most cases that's true. I mean, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. I mean, I have if you have a single family and you're renting it to somebody, typically, I have it in my lease that they're responsible for the cutting of the grass and mowing and the shoveling of the snow, because I'm not going to drive out 2 hours just to go out and take care of that. Now, if they could find somebody that can do it for them, and I'll cover the cost of that. So that's no problem. But yeah, in most cases, you don't have to worry about that. Now, here's 5 variables that will help make you decide whether to rent or to buy. Now, financial stability is number one here. So, I mean, again, if you're on CPP and OAS, that is not going to go up. Rent will over time go up, but not by much, and so will utilities slowly. I mean, we've seen some of that go up in the last couple of years, except for rent. Rent has dropped in the last year. I don't know if you're shopping for rentals right now in Toronto, but that's gone down, and a lot of tenants are renegotiating with their landlords to lower the rent. So that's been happening. Now, lifestyle preferences, of course, when you think about what things matter to you, I mean, do you want to be close to your family? You're in Toronto, you have a house, or you're renting, whatever the case is. Are you close to family? Do you want to be? Do you want to be close to your family? Some people don't want to be close to their family. Also, in Toronto, we've got some of the best hospitals in the world, so you might want to be close to healthcare, depending on your health situation or your family's health, your spouses or whatever. And I mean, these are things that we need to consider. And what is your health? Are you in good health? Do you have to be close to the best hospitals in the world? I myself am in pretty decent health. I mean, I'm diabetic, but that's not a big deal. I've managed it for the last 20 years, no problem. And I don't need to be near any special hospital or anything. So I'm moving up north as soon as I can. But my wife is also in reasonable health as well. So we're doing okay. So we can do that. But if you're in not so great health, you need to consider this, to be close to hospitals. And also estate planning. What do you plan to do with the home? If you have a home, are you going to leave it to your family? Are you going to leave it to charity, or are you just going to take the money and run? I like the latter, actually. Market conditions too. How is it a good time to sell? I mean, it's not really the greatest time to sell right now. I mean, not as good as it has been. So you might not want to sell the property at the moment. So that's an issue when you're deciding on what to do, because you might want to sit on your property for the next few years to get a better price. So you might want to keep your home and then rent later. But again, timing is everything, and your age and your situation. But these are all things that we need to consider between buying and renting. Both are good. There's no wrong or no right. It's just good. It's good. It's going to always depend on what your situation is. If you're if you're in good health, if you travel a lot, if you need to be near hospitals, if you want to be near family, if you want to just sell your property and take the money and run, or if you don't want to have, if you just want to have a low cost, but you want to and you love your home. Believe me, I've run into a lot of old people, and boy, if I had a nickel for every time I heard this, they're gonna carry me out in a pine box. Boy, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that, and good for them. They're in their 80s, and they are they're holding strong with their home. Good for them, and why not? And again, if you're renting, that's also a really good option too. Okay, I think we've pretty much covered renting versus buying. Again, I'm going to put the article. It's money.ca, but I put it in earlier, so you can read this article in detail. But I pretty much said everything. And hey, don't forget if this is valuable to you, if you're getting good information from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment and share the video. And if you got questions about real estate, don't forget. Call me, text me, email me, send me a carrier pigeon, whatever your preferred method of communication is. And let's meet for coffee, or if you're out of town, let's have a Zoom meeting. But I love meeting people for coffee, and we'll go to some of the places that I've been featuring in my past videos. And great, I'd love to meet you. I'm actually meeting a subscriber tomorrow for coffee, and we're going to go to my favorite coffee place. It's got all organic coffee and snacks and stuff. I'm looking forward to meeting him. And I look forward to meeting you as well. Don't forget, also, every Thursday at 5 o'clock, I put out a new video. And now, every Saturday at 7 a.m., I put out another video. So I'm doing it twice a week now. So you can get double the pleasure. We're all done for this week. Peace out, and have a great week. Take care. Bye now.